When you hear the phrase information security, what comes to mind? Is it just a bunch of complex rules, maybe another boring chore you have to do at work? Well, let's try to think about it a little differently. Let's think of it as the modern art of protecting treasure. A treasure that's way more valuable than you probably imagine. Let's dive in.
So, I want to start with a question for you. When you picture a really successful company, what do you think is its single most valuable asset? Just take a second. What's the first thing that pops into your head? Is it this? A huge pile of cash? I mean, obviously money is the lifeblood of any business, right? But is it truly the most critical thing that needs protecting? Let's consider another option.
Or maybe it's this, physical stuff. Warehouses packed with products, expensive machinery, big office buildings. All of that is tangible, it's expensive, and for sure it's valuable. But what if I told you the real treasure is something you can't even see?
Because so often the most valuable thing a company has is completely invisible. It's the information, the data, it's all the secrets that actually make the business work.
So let's call this stuff our digital treasure. This is what gives a company its edge. It's how it builds relationships with customers, and really, it's the core of its entire identity.
And this treasure, well, it comes in all shapes and sizes. We're talking about everything from the personal info of your customers and employees to the secret sauce behind a new product. It's the financial records, the secret business plans for the next 5 years, and all those sensitive contracts. Every single piece is like a little gold mine for someone.
And you know what they say, wherever there's treasure, there are always people who want to steal it. And this isn't some fantasy story, okay? The threats are very, very real, and they come from all over the place.
So who are these digital thieves? Well, it's a whole cast of characters. You've got organized criminal gangs who just want to steal your data and sell it for a quick buck. You've got competitors who are desperate to get their hands on your business plans to gain an unfair advantage. Then there are hacktivists who want to make a political statement, and even state-sponsored groups engaging in what is essentially cyber warfare. And sometimes the threat is even closer to home, fraudsters who could be internal or external. They all want different things, but they have one goal in common: getting your treasure.
So what happens if they actually succeed? Well, the fallout is huge. It basically attacks the 3 core pillars of what we call information security.
First up, you lose confidentiality. This is the classic data breach you hear about. All your private information, customer lists, financial data, those secret product designs, it's not private anymore. It's out there for anyone to see.
Next, you can lose what's called integrity. And, this might be even scarier. This is when an attacker doesn't just steal your data, they change it. Budgets get altered, product designs are sabotaged, records are faked. Suddenly, you can't even trust your own information anymore.
And the third blow? A loss of availability. This is where an attacker, maybe using ransomware, just locks you out of your own systems. You can't get to your customer database, you can't process any orders, you literally can't do business. You are completely and utterly paralyzed.
And the real-world fallout from all of this is just immense. This isn't just a tech problem, this can be a business-ending catastrophe. We're talking about a destroyed reputation, staggering financial losses, and a complete breakdown of trust with your customers and even your own employees. Not to mention the legal nightmares and simply being unable to do what you promised your partners you'd do.
So how do we protect ourselves from all this? We don't just wait for it to happen. We get proactive. We build a fortress. We create a master plan that's designed from the ground up to defend our digital treasure.
Now, the blueprint for this fortress is actually an international standard called ISO 2701. I know, the name sounds super technical, but don't let it scare you. Just think of it as the instruction manual for building, maintaining, and always improving your security defenses in a smart, structured way. At its heart, the strategy is really a simple, continuous cycle. 3 steps. Step 1, assess. You figure out where your treasure is and where your biggest weaknesses are. Step 2, control. You put defenses in place to plug those holes. And step 3, and this is crucial, improve. You never stop watching, testing, and getting better because you can bet the threats are always evolving.
Now here's the thing. A fortress is only as strong as the people inside it. All the best policies and technology in the world don't mean a thing without the final, most important piece of the puzzle. You. You are the key holder.
Think about it this way. Your password is a key to a room inside this fortress, so you got to treat it like one. Use a different, strong key for every single door. Never ever share it, and please don't leave it lying around on a sticky note. And you know that extra lock they offer? 2-factor authentication? Use it. It's one of the absolute best ways to keep intruders out.
All right, let's talk about the most common way that attackers try to trick you into just handing over your keys. It's called phishing. It's basically a digital lure, a fake message that's designed to look totally real, all in the hopes of getting you to make one tiny critical mistake.
So take a look at this example. At first glance, it looks like it's from Microsoft. And wow, it sounds really urgent. Your password expires today. Your first instinct is probably to click that link right away. But wait, hold on. Look closer at the sender's email address. bankmania.fr? Does that look like it's from Microsoft? No way. That's the hook. That's the trick.
So here is your mental checklist for spotting that hook. Always be a little skeptical. Were you expecting this email? Are there weird spelling or grammar mistakes? Is the greeting super generic, like "Dear valued customer"? Is it trying to create a sense of panic, telling you to act right now? If you see these red flags, especially if it's asking you to open a file or click a link, just stop. And remember, if you're ever unsure, the absolute safest thing to do is just ask someone.
Okay, so we've talked about building a fortress, having a master plan, and being part of a team of defenders. With all of that set up, what do you think is the single biggest vulnerability? What's the weakest link in the whole chain?
It's this. The weakest link is the person who believes, it can't happen to me. Complacency is the real enemy here. Our greatest defense is just being vigilant, because security isn't just someone else's job, it's part of everyone's job, and that is the real secret we all need to keep.